Hello, Jennifer from Asterandanne, and today we're going to be talking about or putting together our Amalia backpack. Our Amalia backpack is really simple in its construction and how we put it together. It comes with a front pocket here. There's our front pocket, and it comes with all of the eyelets or grommets already pre-punched for you. It has two side gusset pieces, and our really clever thing is that we have our strap attachment here is all in one piece. So this comes already made for you, and when we're attaching it, all we need to do is stitch this on and then stitch it in either onto the side or on the outside there. So that's our Amalia backpack. This one we have just with some simple applique here, and I'll just show you a few other things that I've done so that you can get an idea on some things that you can do. So simple applique and more simple applique, Dresden's in this instance. I love our Amalia backpack for the fact that you actually have 4 different sides that you can fill in and embellish. One. Same again, some more applique. So you can do as little or as much as you like. This one here, I used some sashiko panels, stitched out the sashiko, and here you can see I've actually stitched it onto the front pocket, and in the sides I turned these pieces of sashiko into pockets. So lots of fun creative things there. Here I have done some wool felt applique and just a cute little fun design, and we're doing a stenciling in the background. And just one more, a little bit more on the wool applique side of things. So it's just a few ideas of things that you can do with our Amalia backpack. And now we'll have a look at what you get inside. Okay, so let's take a look at what we get inside our Amalia backpack. So we'll open it up and take a look. So, as I mentioned before, we have the front and back piece. And the front and back is in one long piece. It does have a zippered pocket already stitched inside. So this actually gives us a really nice long surface to embellish. We have 2 side gussets here, and we have our front pocket as well, and some instructions, our strap attachment. And I mentioned before, that's all in one piece, so our strap attachment, which makes constructing a backpack really, really easy. And also our cord toggle, and some pins and needles. So that's all the goodies that we get in our Amalia backpack. Okay, so let's get started on making our Amalia backpack. The first thing that we do is to stitch on the front pocket. This is of course after you have embellished. So we're going to stitch on the front pocket, and then we will move on forward and do the rest of it. So stitching on the front pocket, we need to stitch it on approximately 7 centimeters, which is not quite 3 inches down. So if we just measure that and get that equal distance apart. So using our pins on the inside, I would just make sure that's going to stay in place. Now you can use a variety of different threads, of course, to actually stitch these kits together, and I am going to feature one from wonderfil, and it is called Home. This one is, it's called a multi-filament thread, and we'll have a little look at how this one works. It comes in 3 different weights, 30, 40 and 60, and obviously the lower the number, the thicker the threads. So we're going to make a bit of a feature on our Amalia backpack, and the 60 weight is the one that we put into the bobbin. I already have a bobbin pre-wound, so let's get that in. And then I'm going to use the 30 weight on the top, and we will make, as I said, a feature of our thread. Now you don't have to do that, it's entirely up to you. There are plenty of times where I have just stitched them together with a matching colour. This thread is great for anything where you want something that's super strong. It's ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way around the pocket, nice and simple. Now when it comes to when we've got a lot of extra felt, I like to just roll it up, and then it just tucks out of the way as we head around the corner. There we go, there is our pocket stitched on. Okay, next we will put on the strap attachment, and we're just going to put it around just so it sits under where we have our grommets. So I like to just position it in between the 2 grommets here, making sure that it's straight. You know, we're not going right up super close, we're just down, you know, a quarter of an inch, 6 mil, so we'll just stay away there. And for this part I do a much bigger stitch length, so I'm still just holding it there in place. My personal favourite or personal way of stitching these on is that I tend to start from this on the right hand side of me and just work my way around there and then go across the bottom. So we are going to lengthen the stitch length to, I think we get to about 5.5, and hopefully we are going to hit the holes. It does already come with the pre-punched holes, and we will see how we go. It doesn't matter terribly much if we don't, but we will endeavour. And then we're just stitching around. Just going to roll that up to get around the corner. rolling up this side and across the bottom. There we go, super easy. So really quick to stitch on. And now I'll show you a couple of different ways where we can add in the straps. So 2 different ways. You can do them by stitching the straps into the side, and then when we stitch the side gusset on, they end up being on the inside. So we can stitch them in onto the side like this. So you can see it goes on the inside, or the other way of doing it is you can stitch them on like this. So either way works fine, that's really your personal preference. I will show you today how to stitch them on with these extra little leather pieces. So in order to do those, we need to work out where the end is going to be. Our side gusset, so where it has the curve in there is where we're going to start to make the base. So we're going to stitch this on above the base. So that will be stitched on there, and then we will be stitching this over the top. Okay, so I'm going to stitch on one side of the one strap, and we're just going to get started here. And this is really just to hold the canvas strap in place, and we will stitch over the top of it with the leather piece. I have also pinned out of the way the pocket under here, so that's just pinned out of the way so we don't accidentally stitch through it. As before, rolling. Okay, our first one done. We'll do the second one. This is where having a ruler handy can help, just to make sure that we're getting it even. Looks good. Okay. So just make sure that we look okay there. Yep, looking good so far. Those. Yep, and now we'll add on our little leather pieces. So going back to a stitch length of about 5.5. Sounds big, but we've got some big holes in there. All right. So once more, rolling up, and we're really just covering the base of our canvas strap here. And away we go. And rolling up again this side. Okay, that's it. Oops, and there we go. Now I am just using a top stitch needle. We do have one, a top stitch 14, but it goes through our pre-punched holes very easily. So next one. With the rolling up. So that's our strap attachment done, and isn't that easy? So that's all done. Now let's put in our sides. So our side pieces. I always like to put my body on top of the gusset piece, because as we're then going around the corners, we're moving this around on top of, to swivel around the corners. So body piece on top of the side panel. We'll just put some pins. So we go around the curve here, pin that in. Here we're just going to again pin around that curve. Okay, so we're all pinned together there. Okay, and now we'll stitch it in place. And so the stitch length, I'm going to go back to a 3 to stitch the sides here. I didn't get that married up. Sometimes find what's useful is to pin the top one so that we get these top pieces nice and even, is to pop a pin in vertically that way, horizontally, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Pop the pin in. we get around the corners, we just fold the felt around. And then the same when you get to the other corner, just fold the felt all around. It's very pliable and also very forgiving, so just pull it around into place. There we have side one. And we just repeat the same for the other side. Okay, and now we just do the same for the other side. Same as before, just fold it up around the corners. Okay, so we're just finishing off the second side. Okay, there we are. One Amalia backpack. And now just to finish off, we'll thread through our cord and pop in our end. So to do this, just starting at the back, just threading it through and around to the front, this way. And we've got that there. Make it a little bit even, and these. It's going to be a little on the tricky side trying to do this for a camera, but we'll give it a go. So it does require a little bit of force to get these through, but it does mean that they are nice and firm and don't come off. So there's one. Squeezing it tight. Put the other one through. And there we have it. One Amalia backpack. Just so the straps are all adjustable. There we go.